is Mr. Rouzer from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had to go back and look at the title of today's hearing to make sure I was in the right place. It says to review the implementation of Farm Safety Net disaster and programs. My goodness, is that not what we're supposed to be doing? Mr. Fordyce, thank you for being here. You have a very important job. I appreciate everything that you're doing. Let me just ask a general question, and just a top of mind topic here. What, in your opinion, as you're trying to implement the law, what's your greatest challenge? And then following up with that, how can we be helpful?
That is a good question. I will tell you that I could not be prouder of our team at FPAC. They're both political and career employees at the mission area that work every day. They're super passionate about agriculture. Most of them have a farming background or very close to having a farming background. And so I will start the answer by just saying how thankful we are that we have a great team. I think the day that I was nominated, Ag Media asked me, what is your priority as the undersecretary if you make it through confirmation, and ultimately I did. But that very first day I said, we need to modernize our delivery systems. We need to modernize our IT systems. We have antiquated systems. I alluded to it in my opening testimony that are costing taxpayers a lot of money and don't work very well. And I'm happy to say that we are well on our way to doing that. And in that IT modernization, we also are able to develop tools that are going to be tools that our farmers and ranchers appreciate as they engage with our agencies. But maybe more importantly, they're going to be tools that our employees are proud of. When they come into the office in the morning, they know that things will work. They know that things will, as they have a farmer standing in front of them, they're not going to be taking a lot of that farmer's time that day or that rancher's time. And so I think those are the things that I'm the happiest about. And certainly, the House Agriculture Committee is an institution that supports agriculture, and I appreciate that so much. It's really, truly an honor to be here today to explain how we are moving forward and implementing the provisions that you indicated a minute ago. And so I don't know that I have a specific ask about how you can help. But certainly, I think your support is incredibly important as we navigate through implementing all of these things.
Well, absolutely. So I talked to our state FSA committee a good little bit, and they're a little concerned about the staffing, issues and being able to deliver on these programs in a timely fashion. We've got, from what they tell me, I think about 74, 75 employees that will be terminated. Now that includes about 34 or so, as I recall, that are temporary. And anyhow, the staffing issue definitely is one that I think you're going to hear from a lot of people because of that concern there, that rub there.
So yes, absolutely. And you know what? When I'm traveling the country, talking to farmers, they bring that issue up as well. We are, I think we're managing in most cases, and the DRP was a little unpredictable. We had folks in some counties where we had a majority of folks took DRP. In some counties, no one took DRP, and so those counties look very much like they did before the opportunities for those folks to select that. And we are, again, managing that to the best that we can. And really the constraint that we have right now in hiring is a budget issue. We're hopeful that in FY 2027 through the appropriations process that we will be able to see more of a normal appropriation related to staffing. And at that point, we will start to address that in a major way.
Yeah. Well, I'd like, if you don't mind, to have your team and my team consult, because I want to make sure that our farmers in North Carolina have access to the programs in a timely manner. and I don't want, you know, any issue that we could resolve up front, you know, to be a problem with that.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Thank you.